Hi, my name is Mallory, and I just want to welcome you to my channel. So, I am a huge fan of Trello and virtual systems in general, and I thought that I could just share this excitement and my passion with everyone on YouTube as well. So, this is actually my first video for my channel, and it is part one of a three-part series about how to use Trello and basically how to work within Trello, and just give you a overview on Trello and how you can best utilize that for yourself, and just like a beginning step to understanding Trello. So it's going to be part one, and then there's going to be two more videos in this three-part series. But within my channel, I'm also going to be sharing more videos than just the three on Trello, and also on several other virtual systems as well that you can use to help streamline your life and organize your life in a way that is less stressful. So if this is something that excites you, please make sure that you hit the subscribe button below so that you can be notified whenever I do publish new videos. And so I hope you enjoy this video. And so I'm going to first talk to you a little bit about Trello initially, and then we're going to dive into me basically setting up screen sharing and showing you how I set up a board using Trello. And I'll go over, how to set up a board, how to create lists, and how to create cards within your list, and basically how you can utilize that setup the best you can, and how to customize it a little bit for your liking as well. So that's going to be this first video, and I'm going to dive into that shortly. But I just want to talk to you just really quickly, just to kind of introduce myself to you, and also to let you know, if you're not familiar with Trello, the hierarchy when it comes to Trello, and like how it's kind of set up. So the way I like to view it is like a binder. So within a binder, so you might have a project binder. So the project name is the name of your binder, basically. And so that binder is going to be similar to a board within Trello. So when you have like a project binder, that name is your project name. So you would kind of set that up similar in Trello, where you would have like a project name in Trello. And then, within your binder, you have different dividers that kind of separate the different sections within the binder. So those dividers that are in a binder are similar to the list that you create within Trello. And it kind of divides out that project into different lists. And then lastly, when it comes to the binder, a page, a piece of paper that you put into a binder is going to be similar to a card that you're putting on a Trello board. So that's kind of like the analogy that I like to use to describe, how the hierarchy of Trello system. And typically within Trello, I think, was initially set up so that you can move cards from like left to right. So in a sample type of board, you would have a to-do list. So let's say your sample board is a to-do list board, and you would have a list that is your daily to-dos. And another list would be, to-dos in progress or doing, and then the final list would be done. So you would move those individual cards through the list. So that's kind of how it's all set up. But now we're going to dive in. I'm going to help you set up your own board. I just want to point out also, if you are new to Trello and if you're signing up for the first time, I'm going to provide you a link to Trello if you're interested. If it's the first time that you're setting this up, then once you create your account, it will actually walk you through how to set up a board. So you can go through the process of setting up the board that way. If you don't want to go through that process and you just want to start off with where I'm starting out, then you can just, I'm going to throw up a picture on here so you can see it. Maybe I'll put it over here, where you can click on the last dot in the tutorial, and it will say like, do you want to skip this? So you can go ahead and skip it, or you can set your board up that way. So let's dive into the Trello board now. Okay, so now we are in Trello and we're in the board section of Trello. And of course, if you skipped that initial tutorial section from Trello, then you will not have any boards showing up here. However, if you did go through the process and complete the board that way, if you already had like a board in mind, then your board will show up within these personal boards here. So in order to create a board, you have two options. The first option is just clicking here to create a board. You can also click up here, the little plus sign, to start a board as well. So I'm just going to click on this one. And then you can title your board whatever you want here. And I'm just going to just do a simple to-do list. We're just going to do a simple to-do list board. So we'll just start with that. And you can hit create board here. Now it automatically kind of assigns you a background. If you do not like the background that they assign to you, you have the option to go ahead and change the background at this point. So once you start the board, the first thing that you're going to see pop up is the menu. So your menu is going to pop up here, and you can come over here to where it says change board. You can select that. You can choose a color if you would prefer just a simple color for your boards. You can go ahead and come in here and select any of these colors. I personally like to see a photograph. That's just me personally. I like that look better. And you can search any pictures within here. You can type in anything into the search bar. So let's just say to-do list. And let's just pick this first one. So you can browse through all the different options, but I'm just going to go with the first one for right now. So we're going to select that, and it's going to populate into our background. So now we have a new background to our board. The other thing that you can do for your board is you can actually star it. Now, this is more so just relevant if you have a lot of boards. So personally for me, I do have a lot of boards. So I like to star the ones that I need to access on a more regular basis. And if we star it, so you can see here that I selected the star right next to the title, and you can change the title at any point just by selecting the title and retyping in, whatever you want to change it to. So now that you see that I have a starred here, I'm going to actually take you back to the Trello board screen, and you can just click on this Trello to go back to your main boards. And you can see here now that we have a starred board. So if you had a whole listing of a lot of personal boards, you can actually just star the ones that you're wanting to access on a regular basis. So that's really nice that you can be able to do that. The other nice thing that you can do is invite members. So if you click on this invite part right here, you can invite people by using an email address, or if you know they're already in Trello, you can just search their name and it should self-populate if they're already within Trello or already have an account with Trello. So that's nice. You can invite members to your board, and then you can add them onto, different tasks that you might need them to do. The other really nice thing about Trello is not only is it free, but it's also, well, I guess I should say they have a free version, but it's also available on your, iPad, on a desktop, and on a cell phone as well. So you can access it from basically anywhere you want. So the mobile version, which is really nice as well too. So it's just something that's beneficial that you can access on all those different platforms. So let's dive in now to actually create the list that we want within this board. So let's say that this one is going to be called, to-do list. We'll just be simple here. You could even call this daily for today's to-dos or something like that, whatever you want to call it. You can change the name of the list by going back over to the list and selecting it. And how I got it to go over to the next list is hitting the enter button on my keyboard. So maybe this one's going to be called doing. And again, I'm just hitting enter to move them. And then that's going to be called done. So let's just say we're going to have 3 basic lists. And again, you want to move things from left to right as well. So we want to move things from in our to-do list to being done. And so I'm just going to throw in some random to-dos. So I'm just going to start off with those simple tasks. And so these, again, are considered cards. Remember, our board is the to-do list board. These are our list, and then these are our cards. So what you're going to want to do is, again, we're going to want to make sure that we're moving these from left to right. At least that's the, kind of the setup. You can create boards in a multitude of different ways, and I'll probably be sharing with you later on some ways that you can be setting up these boards as well. So it doesn't all have to go from left to right. It's just the way it was initially designed. So the nice thing about the cards is there's basically a front side of the card, which is what you're seeing here. And then there's like a back side or behind the scenes kind of to the card. And if you click on a card, so this is kind of like the back side of the card. And what you can do is you can do a lot within this card. So you can write in a description if there needs to be a description for the specific task. You can also assign a member to do it. So once you've invited members, you can then assign them to different cards, different tasks that they need to do. You can also create labels. So if you click on the labels, and I'll click on the members too, so you can see, and right now I'm the only member in this board. So you would have more members if you invited more people. So then I can just assign it to myself by simply clicking on my name and then unclicking it to remove me as a member on it. The labels, so there is more than just these colors too. If you click on create a new label, you can see there's a couple other colors as well. So these are all the colors you can choose from. And what you can do is you can either select the color from here and type in, let's say this is a personal task. Or you can even call it like your own name. So this is a task for me, and then you can have one, for other members in your family. Now, because there was already a green label up here, it just got added down here. So I can just come in here and just delete this top one that was created. So now it's just this one. You can also change the label by, selecting this little pencil here. So with any of the labels that they already show, it's easiest just to select the pencil. But if it's a new color that's not showing up on here, it's easier to just go here to create a new label and label it based on that new color. So then you could also create a label. Let's say the orange is going to be for household chores. And maybe red is going to be priority. You want to make sure like red means you need to get that done right away. And again, you can, revise these labels however you would like as well. And so actually, I'm going to show you something as well with the labels when we go back to the main screen. So I'm just going to exit out. I'm going to come back to these. The other thing I want to point out as well is you can actually edit some items with this little pencil. If you can see that when I hover over the card, you can actually select the pencil over here, and you can edit the label simply by selecting that pencil. You can also edit the title as well instead of having to go into the card. Again, you can change a member, move, copy, change due date, or archive. Basically, archive is the same as like delete, but then you can still find archive cards and list. So it's not like gone forever. So we're going to click on this edit label, and I'm going to say that this is a household chore. Same with this bathroom is also a household chore. And then I'm going to say the doctor's appointment, let's call that me and a priority. So you can assign more than one label to a card as well. And you can see here that you can't see the name of what the card is, but if you go over it, you can see the name of the card. If you want to actually see the name of the card or a label, you can click on it and it opens it up, and then click on it again and I'll hide it. So also, if you have a lot of to-dos listed here and you want to see all of them that are household related to-dos, you go to menu, go to where it says search cards, and you can actually search by your labels here. So it will just show those items that are related to household chores. So if I click household chores, it will only just show, it'll show that there's 4 cards total in this category, but there's only 2 that are household related. And then you can just check it to, bring the other cards back. So if you want just to search the tasks that you have assigned for yourself, or using a certain label, or, if you just want to sort by labels, you can easily do that as well. And so if we go back into the card, okay, so then you can also do checklists. So if you click on the checklist here, this might not relate to this one. Let's go to one that actually might require a checklist. So clean bathroom, that would require a checklist probably. So we're going to say bathroom checklist. And again, you can name this whatever you want. And then, so you'll see here that there's a spot for you to assign and assign a due date. Now, this is only for Trello for Business or Trello Business. So you won't be able to use these options here, but that's fine because you can, if you want someone to, work on this task, you can just assign them as a member to this board, to this card. So what you can do, let's say clean sink, clean shower, clean toilet. There's several different checklists that are involved with the bathroom. So let's say that you started going through this and you checked off this first one that you're done with. Now you can actually hide the completed items, which I like to do. I like to just see what's remaining on the to-do list kind of thing. So you can actually remove or show just the items that are unchecked. And then as you go through this, you'll see that there's a progress bar that moves along as you're checking things off. And once you're completely done with everything, it shows a green progress, as well as over here as it shows that as well. So that's just nice to have additional checklists that you can do for, each individual card. So you can have some subtasks within a individual card if it's a little bit more of an extensive task. The other thing you can do is you can actually assign a due date. And so let's just say I picked this due date, and you can actually pick the time of the, when you want it due. And then you can actually set reminders, so you can adjust the reminder to be on that time, or several minutes before or a day before. And what's really nice is this reminder, if you have it linked to your cell phone, if you have the app on your cell phone, it actually shows up as a notification on your cell phone. I'm pretty sure as long as you allow it, the notifications to be pushed through, then it shows up on your cell phone. And I just think that's very beneficial because I'm not always at my desktop, but I usually always have my cell phone. So I just find that very helpful to be able to have that option. So you can see here that a due date has been assigned to it. And then you can also add attachments to your, individual tasks as well. You can add them from your computer. You can add another Trello card so that the 2 cards can be linked. If one card is related to another card, you can also add another Trello board. So say you have a goal planning board and one of your to-do lists relates to one of the goals in your goal planning board, you can actually link that board to that individual card. So I think that's really beneficial as well. And then you can also, use Google Drive, Dropbox, or actually just insert a link as well. If you found something that you wanted to buy on at Target or something, and you saw the product on their website, you can put the link here so that once you go into the store, like what exactly you're looking for. So you have like an actual image and a link. So I just think that's, something that's beneficial as well. And then so once you attach a picture, it becomes a cover picture. Or you can actually come in here and add your own cover picture. If you wanted a bathroom cover picture, I wonder if we can search bathroom. Okay, yeah. So let's just pretend that we want that as our cover picture. So you can see here that let me exit out of this real quick so I can show you. Here is the picture that got put with this image. If you do not want to see the picture showing up on the main board view, you can actually just come in here and click this and just hit remove. Now, if it was an attachment that you added, there's going to be an attachment section here. And one of the options would be to remove cover card. So it will stay as a cover picture, I think is what cover image. So it'll stay as an attachment, but it won't show up as the picture at the top and on the main board. So I just want to point that out as well. Again, you can move the card from within, from the back side. You can hit move and you can move it to another board, or you can just move it to another list. So let's say we want to say we're in the process of this one, so we're doing it right now. And if we go out of that, you can see here that the card was moved to doing now. And then you can also copy the card. I'll talk about making things templates later on. And then again, you can archive the card. And if you don't want to be added as a member to a card, but you just want to be aware if there's any changes that happen on the card, you can actually watch cards. So that's another option there. But yeah, so that's just the kind of basic setup for a Trello board, and just using a simple to-do list, which you can easily do within your own Trello board as well. So hopefully this was helpful, and don't forget to subscribe below to make sure that you can check out the next video in this 3-part series. So thank you for watching.